So I've just picked this up at auction today. It was one of those lots where, you know, it's not powered up or anything. You're buying it totally blind. You don't know if it works or not. So it'd be quite interesting to see if there's anything wrong with it. If there is, you know, how we can fix it and if we can fix it. It's like a sort of hybrid boombox, but not a boombox, if that makes sense, because it's mains powered. But the speakers do come off it, I think. Yep, the speakers do sort of come off. So it's a little bit of a strange one, really. It's designed to look a bit like a... He said the speakers come off and you can't get them back on now. As you can see, they're like these little things here to hook on. So it's probably not the... oh, there we go, back on. So it's something just a little bit different. Like I say, it's supposed to... Well, designed a little bit like a boombox sort of thing, all in one unit. But the speakers can come off, so it's a little bit different. So yeah, well, let's have a look at it, see if it works. So as you can see, it's in reasonable condition. There's quite a few marks and scratches on the top. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, the speakers do come off with extra speaker cable wound around there, which then connect into the back of the unit. So you could, you know, make them, I suppose you could stick them that way when they're not on the unit, so turn them sideways, and then what you will just put them back on when you are using them on the unit. Like I said, easier said than done. Lining them up is not a bit of a pain. Oh, you silly thing, come on. Oh, you stupid thing. So we have to line these up back on the unit, but there's only two. So we'll try that again, because they're being a bit of a pain to get back on. That one's gone in. There we go. So then the whole unit can be lifted. I mean, it is quite heavy, to be honest. It's probably about 5 or 6 kilos. So it is, I suppose it is sort of portable if you carry it like that, but it's mains powered. So I suppose it's just a nice little compact shelf system that you can take the speakers off if you want. So it's got its original moulded plug on it, which is nice to see. So we'll plug it in and we'll see if we actually have any power, if we've got any life. Oh, we do actually have life. Tuner, it says. I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen. It's a bit faded, and plus this lighting's not the greatest in here. So we are actually powered up. Let's have a look. So it goes into standby, then you have a clock. Display's a little bit faded. So it says tuner, volume. Have we got any static sound? We do. So the amplifier is working at least. Right, CD. What is that on top? Put it into function, MiniDisc, tape. With a tape? I don't see a tape deck on it. Oh, well, that doesn't sound good, whatever I've just done. Well, I just lifted the top piece thinking it was a tape deck, and I think that's actually the CD player. But yeah, I don't see any tape on there, and there's no tape control button, so I don't think there's a tape deck in this. It just looks to be MiniDisc, CD and radio. So let's go through the other functions. Oh, I'm assuming there's probably a tape input on the back. Let's have a look. Oh yes, you do actually have a tape lining, which is quite nice, both in and out. So that's not a bad little thing. I've also got a little fan running there that I can feel. So that all seems to be working so far. Well, you never know, we might have looked out and got a fully working system from an auction for a couple of quid. That would be nice. So, something didn't sound right a second ago. Let's go back. Right, put it on CD. Now I think this on the top is the CD. Let's have a look. So it would appear that this on the top is the CD, and there's a little button there to press. Ah yeah, it's just a motor spinning. I would assume that's supposed to flip up. Let's try it again. Yeah, we do have the CD in there, but it's not staying. Yeah, so it looks like at the very least we've got a problem there with whatever's supposed to force this open. You can hear a motor running, so maybe it's just a belt or something. Well, while we've got it forced open, let's put a CD in and see if it actually does play. What we'll do quickly first while we've got it open is just give the lens a quick wipe. Let's get a microfiber cloth and give it a quick dust. I'm not sure if you can see the lens. It's just push that back a bit, you might see it. So the lens is just there. What we'll do is just give it a quick dab with a microfiber, just get any worse dust or anything off. The reason I'm doing that rather than doing any isopropyl or anything is on some cheaper Sony products they have like a plastic lens, and if you put isopropyl on it'll cloud it. So just be on the safe side, just get yourself a microfiber cloth and give it a quick wipe, and that'll get any dust residue off, so at least you'll be able to tell if it is working or not. Oh, it's spinning. That's a good sign. It feels like it's just spun up now. Oh yes it is, it's actually got on the front. Not sure if you can make that out. It has actually got on the front the tracks and everything. Yep.
What's up, y'all?
Yep, so it's working. It's skipping. Not skipping, should I say. It's scanning, it's skipping through the tracks. No problems, and selecting them straight away. Obviously I'm not going to start playing it for copyright reasons, but initial impressions, that's working apart from the issue with that. So we're going to have to open it to see what's wrong with that. Let's check the MiniDisc now. I'm assuming that if that's not working, that the MiniDisc's not going to work either. It's going to have the usual belts issue, but I could be wrong. Right, let's pop a MiniDisc in. Pop it onto MiniDisc. Tuner MD, there we go. So put the MiniDisc in. Oh, it's taking it in. It could be this is an earlier deck mech that's inside where they use cogs rather than belts, and it's reading it as well, surprisingly. I'm not sure if this is an MDLP one I've got in or not. There's no audio, so I'm assuming it's MDLP that I've got on the disc. Yeah, basically if you put an MDLP recorded disc into a non-MDLP player, it'll look to play it, but there'll be no audio. So it would appear that that's working anyway. And we eject, which is good. So first impressions, everything seems to be working. What are the speakers like condition wise? Let's have a look. Oh, they're a bit tight to get off. The fabric looks to be in good condition. Usually on these sort of things they have cap pulls or scratches, but they actually look quite tidy. That's not been pushed in or anything. Oh, it's got a little bit of a mark there, but I'm not sure. That might just be a little bit of muck that will come off, to be honest. That one's been pushed in though, but it's not a big deal. Usually you can get them back out. A nice simple trick to try and pull these out is just get yourself some sticky tape or some description. Just pop it onto the area, gently push it with your nail into the area until it's all stuck in, like so, and then just leave it a few minutes and then pull it and it should release some of it. You don't always get it back totally, but you can get the majority of it back. So what we'll do is just give it a quick try now, even though I've not left it long enough really. And there you go. Hopefully you can now see that that has actually pulled it all back out, so I'm quite pleased with that. So that's another little tip there. Well, that's a little tip there for you if you've got any pushed in cones or tweeters. Just get yourself a bit of tape, gently put it on. It works on domes, on tweeters as well, soft dome tweeters. Pretty much anything it'll work on as long as you're careful. So yeah, to give that a bit of a dust and everything. So I think what we need to do is get this open and see what's going on. So let's disconnect it from the mains and take these speaker cables out, and then remove these actual speakers. Easy. There we go, that's one off. And then that one, hopefully this comes off again. So it looks like the side panels come off separately, and the top bees on these sort of things usually just lift out. So you got these screws. I don't think we're going to need to take those out, but I could be wrong. We'll get a screwdriver and see what's going on. Nice and tight feeling, so it does feel like they're still torqued up. So I don't think anyone's been in this before, which is a good sign. Nothing worse than opening the machine up that someone's been in bodging around with before. So it's those 4 screws there. And we've got a couple on. Oh no, we haven't. I was about to take these 2 screws out thinking they were holding it, but they don't appear to be. It does look like these will need to come out though. So take these off. Lovely. I don't see anything untoward in there. It's got quite a nice big meaty transformer in there. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's quite a surprise to see such a meaty transformer on a little system like this. So take the screws off on this side now. So take them off on this side. Now we need to take them out. Remove those. And then these 4, and hopefully it's just a repeat of what we've just done. Yeah, lovely. They just pop off. Oh, and again, lots of oh, actually, looking in here, I can already see a problem. There looks to be, I don't know if you can see that, there's a pulley there, and there's no belt whatsoever on it. So that's obviously something to do with why this isn't opening, because that should have something on it, and it's totally off. So we're going to need to, in fact, I've actually wrote close and open on it. Yeah, there you go. So if you push it down, just do it. Hopefully you can see there that the lid is trying to lift. So that's what we need to get to. We're going to need to take that screw out at the very least. Does this come off now? No. So what else do we need to remove? Oh no, there's clips there. So push that. That all lifts up there, but there's something holding the front on. Wondering if we need to take the front panel off, because this is all screwed down onto this chassis, so it looks like all this needs to lift up. I'm just wondering actually if we just undo these 2 here, undo that and that, because they're holding those side pieces in, if then it'll let you lift these panels up. It's more loose than it was. Yeah, I think there must be. Okay, so let's have a look at this front panel. And we've got a couple of screws down there. Quite often on these mini systems you need to take the front panels off before you can get to anything, so I'm just wondering if that's the case in this particular unit. Never actually worked on one of these before, so it's a little bit hard to say, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I see. So if we take this off, there's actually some more screws. Unfortunately, I've realised on editing this back that my microphone battery had died, so I'm going to have to just basically give you an overview as a voiceover, so apologies for that. As I said at the time, I hadn't realised. Basically on the bottom there's some extra screws that I'd found, and then you were able to remove the bottom, and then it was a case of take off the front panel as well, so we could actually see what was going on with the mech inside. I don't know why this little plastic panel was there, to be honest. It has some cable runs in it. It doesn't really seem to serve any purpose physically, apart from maybe just cosmetics, that, as I say, if each funny speaker cables fill the bottom. So now it's a case of take the front panel screws out at the bottom so we can try and get the front panel itself off, because I think that will make it easy to access what we need inside. It should just pull off, but unless there's some screws at the top. Inside you'll see there's a couple of screws there which I'd missed, so you just need to take those out as well. And now hopefully the top should just slide off. Now there's just a couple of those tabs that we mentioned earlier to pop out, and the entire top mech will lift off, as long as you take those two front screws out first. As you can see, there's a ribbon cable on the side. In hindsight, it'd have been easier just to set that front panel off. In hindsight, it would have been easier to take that side panel off, to disconnect everything. But you know, it's like when you're taking something apart you've not worked on before, you're not quite sure that the assembly and disassembly order, so it's a little bit of trial and error. As you can see, the cable's been disconnected now, so you can remove the entire tray. So as you can see, there's the motor spindle, and there's the pulley, and there's no belt there at all. I don't know what happened to the old belt. There's no residue or anything. I couldn't find it inside the machine when I had a good look and shaped it, so I'm really not sure what happened to it. It doesn't look like somebody had been in the machine before, but it's now just a case of put a new belt across there and then reassemble them in the machine and see if it works. As you can see, I've got a new belt here, which is a similar size to the original. Just put it on, it's quite nice and tight. And now it's just a case of put all the machine back together, remembering to put all the plugs in and all the screws back in the right places. And then it's just a case of test it. As I say, apologies for losing the original audio. I didn't realise the battery had gone flat on the microphone at the time. So it's just one of those things that happens, but hopefully you can still get the gist of it. It's not a major repair, it's just a case of changing a belt and then pop the machine back together, and then we can test it. Okay, so that's everything put back together. These speaker grills don't seem to want to stay on very well. So wired everything back in. Speakers are wired back in, and everything with speakers put on the side, all reassembled. Now I'll give you a quick try, check to see everything works. So we'll power it on. Tunes come up on the display. Have we got any volume? Yeah, we've got volume. So we'll pop it into the CD mode. There we go. So the issue we had before was it wouldn't open. So let's see. There we go. Lovely. Lovely and smooth. That's just a simple belt has fixed that. Let's just double check that it will play a CD. Pop a CD in. It's reading it because it's spinning. CD play. It's spinning up and it is playing. Lovely. Everything's skipping as it should do. So there we have it, all working. Nice little system, salvaged. I think I paid something like £4 for it from auction, so with price premium and everything, that's about £7, £8. and then obviously fuel for collecting it and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's a nice little system saved there, because what would somebody have done with that normally? Just probably take it to the tip, you know, local council tip, get rid of it, you know, for recycling or whatever. It's a waste really, but you know, that's why I like to try and fix old things. So I hope you found that interesting. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.